What is good, Foundation Nation, and welcome to the long-awaited video of finally getting to check out Paul's private exclusive course. It's still not done, so don't judge the course based on this video.
It's getting there.
But the baskets are in. From what I understand, pretty much all but a few of the fairways are almost fully cut in. There's just like some stuff on the side to take care of, but the lines are basically there. And then the tee pads are all marked, but there's not actual tees yet. This course is going to be a beast. Par is what, 63?
Yeah, and it's currently 7,777 feet.
So Trevor and I were talking. My goal is basically to keep it like around 70, like a little lower than 70, hopefully a few over. It's a pro level course. We're playing it blind. That might be asking too much of my current skill level,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
I want to break 70, but I feel like that's just outrageous to even think such a thing. Like, I feel like if I break 75, that would be good.
We'll just have to wait and see. Let's get into it. All right, hole one out here, starting off strong, 615?
Yeah.
615 feet down this hill, and then slowly kind of goes to the right. I actually don't know if they end up putting it across the creek or just shy of the creek, but the initial shot doesn't change. We'll be able to see the basket from the second shot. So initially you just kind of want something slowly moving to the right. There is a property line OB on the right side, so if you kick to the right, you can get into some danger. I'm gonna go with my flash, hit it flat, and hopefully have it cruise to the right, and then finish on the left side, and I'll scramble from there for a hopeful birdie. Now that needs to come out.
That's looking very right.
You know, that looks like it's gonna be OB.
Battery's about to die. All right, so I'm going to go St. Pro here. A little slower, a little more stable than Hunter was going with there. Hopefully if I throw it flat, it'll turn slowly. We'll see. Hopefully I miss this first tree. Yeah, that's what we want. Oh, pan. I think it kicked right. Are you kidding me? All those trees to kick it out left and it kicked right. That's probably OB as well.
Okay.
So I wasn't out of bounds on that first shot. I pitched out to here. Hunter is fortunate. He's down there and actually must have got a nice kick. I have a chance to get to the basket. It's just not going to be easy. And I'm not sure how much disc I need. Significantly downhill. I think I'd go with mid here and just try to give it a significant amount of anhyzer around this tree that's blocking me. And yeah, just trying at least coast it down there so I take a bogey at the worst. I just gotta make sure I get it. Turn. I'm liking that a lot. Not perfect, faded out early, but I think I can get up and down for bogey from there. Not bad.
Oh my god.
That was Matrix style dodge right there.
I mean,
I didn't expect a solid
How the
tree
heck
hit
did
like
that-
that to accelerate towards
how did that tree direction even go that way?
Usually when you hit something that square, it just kind of dies. That thing accelerated that.
But it went backwards.
Well, I mean, you're in the open now. You just kind of pitched out without trying.
I wasn't trying to pitch out. I was trying to get up and down for a
I
birdie.
know. God. Hate the release.
That's a welcome result.
Oh, it is going to go up. Look at this. Sneaky, sneaky.
Banger, baby.
Sneaky right gap. A par putt. God.
Look at this guy. Me.
What are you talking about?
I was talking about me.
I'm banging this from par.
I've never ever played on one that has like 3 sets of kinks.
Yeah, I didn't know chain start pros. They don't look like that anymore, do they?
I don't think so. They're sick. There's the property line. All right, hole 2 out here is a 238-foot par 3. You have to hit this initial really tight gap, and then it kind of carries down the hill to the left, just shy of the creek. I believe there is property line OB on the right. And I don't know the actual rule for the course on the creek, but Trevor and I are going to be playing surrounded by water is OB. I'm not sure if it's going to be like water and across or what it'll be when the course is actually in, but for the sake of this video, we're just playing surrounded by running water OB. Go on my Essence, power down a little bit since I don't have a run up. Put it on hyzer, hopefully it'll flip up and then crash down.
I just kick OB.
I mean, that was immediately right OB.
What are you doing, man?
It sucked. I was trying to like make sure I finessed it, but like I think as I like,
I'm not even sure I'm messing with the backhand.
as I came through, I like came down the hill and like.
Yeah, throwing a backhand hyzer while leaning downhill.
Yeah, it was a bad decision.
So hard.
I should have just went forehand. This hole will be a lot different once it's built out tee.
I think I'm gonna go.
Now I'm scrambling from up top of the hill for a freaking car, and I got no Essence. I haven't made them in 18 months. Oh yeah, I gotta film. I was too upset.
Alright. I'm gonna go forehand with my like flippy felon here. Basically just trying, because I think it's my best chance, just hit the gap, and that's really all I care about. Just give me my three, because I don't know where the basket is, and the backhand is really hard on this hill. It's actually low-key kind of sneaky. If it didn't roll down the hill, I hit the initial gap, it just kind of kept coasting. If I didn't roll down the hill, it should be a pretty easy three.
Okay, so I played by Virginia OB rules. This might actually be OB, I don't know. Basically, off of barbed wire, we always play mandatory 1 meter up to 2 meter relief off barbed wire. And then I use my knowledge of the PDGA rule book, basically by watching Paul play enough, that since I kicked off way up there, then I just took my relief and pulled it straight back on that line so that I could get a better angle. And I'm gonna try something risky. Oh!
That was almost perfect, but you're definitely have to keep a jump putt.
Okay.
Almost perfect. Alright, not too much to do from here. Just gonna lay it up. I'll just lay it up this way.
There's a... Oh, that fell. Cool. Sick. Ow!
Bro, I've never seen so many of these things.
It was a great time. I mean, I'm never making that. But I don't even care, because if I actually tried lining up, I would have died. Oh! The only way out is pain.
Just send it, yeah.
These thorns mean nothing to me. I mean, they just look like demonic. Like they're terrifying. It's something you'd see in like Stranger Things. I'm in the upside down right now. Will! Terrifying putt for 5.
Pretty scary putt for 6. I'm gonna go ahead and tap out here. I like that they cut this little step in on the log. There's like a rock to a step if you need it. That's creative.
It's like the moment where you're sitting on the course and you're trying to decide, do I like become one of those memes where I'm just back and forth, or do I just lay up? But you know, honestly, if I lay up, like I don't think I'm tall enough to reach.
Kind of a sketchy putt. I believe in you. There you go, Hunter.
Alright, took my 6.
Take your 6.
Just wiped away any goodness that happened on one. Moral of the story, if you got that much of an angle, throw the forehand. I mean, what on earth am I thinking there? I'm an idiot.
All right, hole 3. This is a par 4. We don't really have the exact distances. It's not wrong or not right for what we've been told. So I think it's like 500 some feet, Hunter was saying. It's kind of like straight through this gap. You got to turn a little bit to the right, and then you're going to end up, it goes like way up on top of these rocks. So I think this first shot is just placement.
Well, it also depends on where the tee pad actually is.
We think the tee, well,
Because there's a flag there, and there's not a second flag. So like if the tee pad's over here enough,
you, can just
you have
right
two
gap.
gaps. You got a right side hyzer and a left side. If the tee pad's pushed over there, you got to go through the left side. But it looks like the left side's the only side that's been cleared, so we're gonna guess we're throwing from over here more.
Yeah, I feel like you're intended to hit that left side, but we may be corrected by Paul. But I'm gonna try and throw a Vandal and just get it high and turning and just see how far I can push up that left gap. Too wide left. Did not do so well there.
I think I'm gonna go vulture, hit it on some Annie, try to accomplish the same thing. Didn't accomplish it at all.
Dang, hit like the same tree. That is a tough one to turn quickly.
I'm gonna try to just stay on top of the hill. And it didn't work at all.
That was very gutsy.
Well, like I didn't have any line anywhere.
You can throw nice and hard, turn it. Let's get that straight. That works too, actually. That's even better. That thing is still shockingly stable.
All right, I have no plan for this shot. I'm just throwing a forehand roller and hoping for the best because I don't have a gap anywhere.
That's pretty good.
I think I'll be able to get up and down from there at least, save a bogey.
All right, we're gonna throw I got this Chameleon Felon. Shout out to Corey Sanchez for trading this to me. It's really stable. Just gonna try and throw a forehand and skip it up there. I yanked it. That's not good at all. I yanked it left.
Save a bogey. Name of the game.
Wow. That's the judge difference right there, folks. I'm back. What a par save. All right. Hole 4, like 530 feet, par 4. We're basically throwing straight uphill, up a gap. I'm pretty sure all we can do is throw a forehand and just try and keep it straight. And then just, I don't even know if we're reaching in 2, to be honest. It's gonna have to open up a lot. I'm just gonna throw a sheriff and try and just land it somewhere straight up the gap as far as I can, but it's very uphill. This is tough. I didn't turn it. It faded out right. And that's double bogey city over there. Like, dang it. That is a tough act. Like, straight uphill forehand, 530 feet par 4, that's tough. I mean, in theory, if there was a tee pad, we could take a run up and throw it back.
I was wondering if I want to.
It's just gonna be tricky. Last time you took an abbreviated backswing, what happened?
I think I'm going to.
Okay.
Because it looks like there's a little like landing zone up to the left.
Yeah, I mean, I respect
I'm
it.
gonna just go with my Hades. It's so far uphill, this thing's probably gonna fly like a X-Cal. We're gonna find out. That's exactly where I was trying to land.
Up into the left.
Yeah, so then I can hopefully, I'm not even gonna act like I know where the basket is, but I feel like that'll give me an angle.
The basket goes right.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like left side of the fairway, I'll have a better angle. About a quarter of a mile that way.
That doesn't help me. I'm just getting out of here. That didn't go far.
I've got more thorns in me than you would ever want. I'm just trying to get kind of up there for a 4. Down in essence. be honest with you, I don't even care, because do you see this strand of thorns right there? All I was worried about was following through, you know.
Amazing.
Like 150, but you should be wide open.
That's pretty good, yeah. I don't think this hole is bad.
No, it's just
Very difficult.
for AMs or like low level pros, it's par 5. I feel like, because I mean, it takes some crushes to get up there.
Yeah, though. That's it.
Hopefully that's up by the basket.
Slide. Oh no.
Oh boy.
No slide to be seen. Left it a mile
The
short.
basket's like sneakily far back in there.
It is sneakily.
Like I can't even. I'm probably like 150 from it right here. And I thought Trevor was like 100 from it from back there. Oh, good bit. Dang.
Wow, good putt.
Thank you.
All over this thing. There's your double bogey.
Woohoo! All right, hole 5. Hole 5, 400 feet. Goes dead straight down this hill and then finishes a little bit to the right and pushes back up the hill by like 80, 90 feet or so. Definitely gonna be a tough get. Try to throw a Zeus on a forehand. See if I can't get it to kind of flex a little bit and then push kind of up towards that gap. Are you kidding me? Oh, that came out of my hand and it felt good.
You
felt
have another
real good.
shot at it.
What?
We had another try from there at least.
Yeah, at
Around
least
the
stay in the
woods.
middle. Coming out of my hand, that forehand actually felt really good. I was excited for like a millisecond.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Sheriff. I think I want something and make sure I can turn. Gotta keep it low though. Yeah. Come back left a little bit at the end. Oh yeah. Oh, and the skip. I guys parked it. That's gotta be like,
sliding.
that's like inside of 30 feet. It's still sliding on the hill.
I can't tell if it stopped or not. It started to slide, but that was a great shot.
I got
That
a
was
little bit
insane.
sneaky on the left side, but after it skipped off the snow, wow. If I birdie any of these holes out here, I'll be mystified.
All right, I'm going with an FX2. Try to kind of finish the flight of what it should have been on the tee. I'm lucky to have stayed in the fairway, but I got a lot to bite off still. That's too far right.
I think it might have made it across though.
All right, well, I'll save a bogey. I mean, this course, if you're not a pro, I mean, like that's asking my max power sidearm through a pretty tight gap, 400 feet.
Wasn't a problem for some of us.
Oh yeah, Mr. Dynamic down there.
Oh. That's so cool watching it spin on the snow.
Great too, Trevor.
Thank goodness. That might have been my only shot at a 2 out here, so I needed it. I'm not saying that Dynamic made me make that birdie, but I think it did. That's the DDD. Dynamic discs difference. What are you doing?
It's changed messed up. There you go.
Hole 6. It's the information we have says 290 foot par 3 that goes slightly to the right. I don't see the basket. I see where it would go. There's kind of a straight gap, and then there's a cut to the right gap. I feel like I should be going to the right if it's actually 290 feet. So I'm gonna do that. Hunter might try to throw the straight gap and see if the basket's over the hill. But this is a pretty open hole. Surely we can at least make par even if I miss the initial line. Oh, it slipped. Well, I mean, if the basket was off to the right, I would be in a decent spot because I went pretty far right. We'll see.
I'm gonna just take my essence and I'm gonna throw it hard and I'm gonna throw it high, and then I'm gonna just kind of let it go to the right and see what happens. Knowing our luck, try like actually up left, and we're gonna be like 300 feet away. But like it definitely is intended to go straight at first.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if it's cut.
Like, is it past that tree and then right?
I don't know if it's the initial right gap, that cut there, or
no,
if
I think it's the
straight.
next right.
Then the distance is very wrong.
I'm changing my mind, and I'm crushing Old Trusty as hard as I can up that hill. And then I'm gonna just see what happens after that.
Great shot.
Let the record show, I just threw a shot with Old Trusty
And it did
that went what I wanted it to do. It might be time to retire that disc.
I've never seen you throw it well on video. That
Retire it on top.
was a great shot. Wow.
Now, since it was Old Trusty and it can't throw a good shot, that probably means that I'm like 250 feet away and Trevor is right and it's through the short right gap. As I predicted on the tee, since I threw Old Trusty where I wanted it to go, it was nowhere near where the basket actually is. So the basket's about 180 or so feet from me, maybe, on the edge of that rock cliff over there. Trevor's a lot closer. You would have to really saw something off to get it all the way over there. You won't have to throw. I mean, I don't have a shot in my bag that's getting there for a birdie. So I think Trevor is probably about as good as I could have possibly thrown it, but I can still hopefully get up and down. Going with the baseline pilot, this is my first start with it. Been throwing this one, I've been really liking it. So we're gonna see if it is a little straighter. Probably not a great idea to throw a baseline disc right at rocks, but you know. I really hope that didn't roll, because that was like exactly how I drew it up in my head.
Like that.
Great shot.
Perfect. Par. Thank you. Oh! High key, like almost went in.
That would have been the sickest turbo putt of my life.
It was a turbo? I know it's got long, but it shot was like right here.
I know, I needed a little more Annie on it.
Wasn't bad.
Dang it. I mean, look at this. I just got assaulted. I don't even know where they came from.
You do that where you actually step on your bag straps as you point them up and like adjust the straps?
No. You don't know that song?
Yes.
I'm sick and
Never. Oh my gosh, Hunter. Where was the porcupine
I
down
don't
there?
know. I literally have no idea what I walked into.
You got some on your left sleeve too, outside your arm. Just hate to see that. Imagine you have one on your shoulder and you put your bag on and just you still have it on your leg.
I know, I just gave up.
Okay. Now you're gonna wild. You hate to see it because the basket is tilting that direction, so like you should have done this guy.
I mean, I hit a lot of chains. You can't possibly tell me that was a bad putt.
No, it only missed because the basket is leaning at a severe angle.
Well,
2, 3, 4,
that's a sucky 5.
Hole 7, this looks like the hardest gap hole I've ever seen. It's like a 10-foot wide gap, uphill, 250 feet, but it probably plays like 350. I'm not even gonna mess with it. I'm gonna try and just hit the gap with the forehand and just dump up to the right up there and just jump putt up and try and make a 3. But like, realistically, if you hit this gap, that's a miracle. It's tiny. It is real tiny.
You're gonna have to move after you throw, just heads up.
Okay.
Because the only angle is straight behind.
I don't know that I'm even gonna be able to have it. I mean, this is terrifying. Missed the gap. Kicked right. I mean,
Here's what I'm thinking, right? Actually, I don't really have a thought. My thing is, like, I'm not hitting this gap no matter what I do. There's no tee pad. We're throwing on ice. Even if there was a tee pad and it was a perfectly sunny day, straight shots are my weakness. Like that, I'm not getting there. So I'm just rip a buzz. Kind of, if it gets through, I'll be parked. When it doesn't get through, we'll just have some fun, you know? Old Trusty. Well, it got through and it's not parked, but I think I can 3 it.
wow, you hit the gap though.
I hit the gap.
That's impressive.
That's all I cared about.
How do we get?
I just killed Connor with that.
I could just try and go up to the left, but I'm gonna try and sneak it to the right and turn my felon over and have it fade back. tricky little gap. I think I can do it. Oh my gosh. Literally 2 inches off of perfect. And I went about 20 feet forward. That hurts my feelings a lot. I don't know what to do. I gotta just try and rip it out this gap here.
You're not gonna like that.
I mean,
See it pop back over the hill and just start coming back. How am I ever throwing from right there? Like I literally would have to just like full send my body.
No foul, man.
Come down.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm really questioning my career choices to this point. I could be at a nice desk job, just sitting there, you know, designing some logos or something. Instead, I'm out here about to have to just full send my body into thorns and taking 15s on holes.
Ooh, there we go. That was a tough one. Ah! Ah! All right, I made it. Ah, no, I didn't. Ah! Sulfuric acid.
This is very...
Oh,
Well, I tried.
here it comes.
All right, hole 8, about 600 some foot, par 4, goes pretty much straight and then apparently up to the right. We've just made the executive decision that we're only playing 9 holes today because we got out here at 9, it's almost 12, and we're on the tee of hole 8. And so it would take us a full work day to just shoot 1 video. Well, technically 2 because we go front 9, back 9. So we're just gonna have to come back and shoot the back 9 different day. Pretty much, I think what it boils down to is this course just isn't designed for us. It's designed for
The best player in the world.
1030 plus rated players. It's not designed for little 980 and 950,
That's generous.
940 rated
Still
players.
generous.
930? What? I thought you were like 940, right on it.
No, 936.
Doesn't matter. It's not designed for your average player. So it's eating our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And speaking of those 3, I'm hungry for all 3. So we're just gonna kind of chuck these last 2 holes, see where we end up, and then we're gonna come back tomorrow, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and tackle the back 9, you know? Because if we played the rest of this by hole 16, you'd see 2 very defeated men. Basically army crawling up the fairways.
You'd only see 2 of them, but there'd be 3 of them.
There'd be 3. One would be behind the camera. You'd probably be able to hear him sobbing.
Land in the fairway.
I'm gonna try my best, but there's no promises. Knowing my luck, I'm gonna like slip face plant into the barbed wire.
Oh gosh.
If I went right.
Not that far right.
So where am I? I guess it kind of just like pushes more straight. I was planning on my forehand hydrant now. I thought I was trying to stay on this side of the creek.
You want to stay on the left side of the creek.
Oh, okay. Well, that would have been nice to know.
Look, do you see the path down there?
I just see the initial fairway. After that, it's a wall of trees. I don't know where it goes.
I don't either. I'm just trying to pretend like I do. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw a foul in here. Even worse. What are we doing? I'm gonna cry. Oh my gosh, dude. What in the frig was that? That was so bad. Just nose up, stall as far as you can to the right. What? And how do we get down this hill? All right, I was OB. Just gonna try and get back to the fairway. I somehow hit a tree like a foot in front of me, but that's what I wanted. Not many of those out here today. Shots that I wanted.
Okay, I'm 300 feet off the tee-ish, and yet I feel like I'm like 900 feet away from the basket. So I think the distances are off. Like, I mean, I'm throwing those, and that, like, I know how hard I throw. I know how far discs go. I feel like I threw that 200 feet and it literally looks like it traveled like 25 feet. Like this is the most demoralizing round I've ever played in my life. Like it just makes me feel like a tiny human. Like I feel like I'm a kid, like trying to play sports with my dad. And my dad's just like out there having fun. I'm just chucking and chucking and chucking. I can't get anything to work. That's how I feel.
Hey, I've got some kind of a gap here. I'm gonna go convict and just try and end up left of the creek and just push forward, and that's all I know to do.
That was great.
Yeah, well, good kick. That's pretty nice. I like that. Dang, kind of popped that. Okay.
Plug that one into your apple pad.
Hey!
That was ugly. My elbow hurts.
My whole body hurts. My stomach's literally cramping. I'm so hungry. Like I've never been this hungry in my life. I feel like I've burned like 4,000 calories and I've eaten 0.
Double bogey.
Woohoo!
That's the time of my life.
Welcome to hole 9, the final hole of this video. The only hole standing between me and some hot, fresh pizza. 500 some feet that way. It looks pretty straight and wide open. We'll kind of see what happens.
Just get 10 of those little skeezies, those little Caesars, baby.
Come on, flip for me.
Can't even see
Hit a
the
tree.
disc.
Yes!
Oh, there it is, way up there.
Let's go.
I lost that completely until the end.
I'm probably in thorns still.
So you were trying to aim left gap and turn?
I was trying to turn it and it didn't turn on me.
I'm gonna turn on you.
you turned on me 3 holes ago.
I'm going trespass, and I'm gonna try and aim to the right and just have it fade into the fairway. Flip up the flat and then fade in the fairway. I think it's
That
good.
woodpecker is having himself a day.
Low. Just buried it into a stump. It didn't even smack. It just went. Boom. I mean, that disc could not have gone more than 150 feet out of my hand. And
I think it's like 220.
that's like a 12 speed. That's like I could reach out and grab it from here. What the heck? Are our arms just dead? All right, I'm just gonna throw at your head. So heads up. Forehand incoming. That's turning. That's probably out of bounds. He still doesn't see the basket. He's like 300 feet away from me. I don't know. Just keep going forward. That's all we can do, right?
If I can 3 this, I'm within 1.
At least. Probably the better kick though, huh?
Oh no, that thing was stable enough. I would have beat that tree. I think I would have got there. It hit like 40 short, but it might have slid down there.
My depth perception is off then. Oh my. Hit a house.
I mean, that landed right next to the basket, but since it's icy, that probably went a mile past.
Alright, we'll take that. Good finish.
All right, that's gonna wrap it up for the front 9. We'll be back playing the back 9 tomorrow. Initial thoughts basically is that it's just not quite ready because we're playing it icy. There's a lot more thorns like right off the fairway that, to be honest with you, we're probably finding a lot more than other players when they're out here. And then obviously there's no tee pads. So if the tee pads are in, it's a sunny day, that there's no ice and there's no thorns. Realistically, I feel like if I came out here and played decent, I could be pretty close to par right now. Instead, I'm 8 over. So, I mean, take that for what it is.
It's a tough sell.
Is it though?
8 strokes.
I mean, look back.
It's not really having played the course with the audience. It's gonna be a tough sell. So.
I mean, that one hole, ice and the not tee pad cost me like 4 strokes.
Oh, I I believe you.
That's what I'm saying.
I believe you.
All right, we'll see you on the back nine.